There is history everywhere we look, and even words that we speak. So welcome to the world of imagination and melody. Nursery rhymes are a timeless tale told in playful verses, sparking joy, laughter and learning in young minds. These catchy tunes help children explore language, rhyme and storytelling while nurturing creativity and memory. But let's dive into the magic of nursery rhymes together, for not all is what might be expected. One prominent example is the nursery rhyme, and I'm sure a lot of people know about, is ring a roses, a pocket full of posies, a tissue, we all fall down. There are many variations of the rhyme, but it has been widely associated with the Great Plague of London 1665, or known as the Black Death. This interpretation is debated among historians. The line, ring around the roses, is often linked to the rash associated with plague victims, while a pocket full of posies references herbs carried around to ward off disease. At this time, it was still believed that the disease could be spread through unpleasant odours. The plague killed around 15% of the British population, hence a tissue, we all fall down. A tissue could be a reference to the sneezing as a symptom, whilst we all fall down is thought to mean the passing away of the person with the plague. However, some people argue that the rhyme originated as a simple children's game, with no direct connection to historical pandemics. Perhaps you know this one. Bar, bar, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full. One for the master, one for the dame, one for the little boy who lives down the lane. Just a rhyme about sheep? Yes, but it is also linked to the medieval wool tax imposed in 1275 under King Edward I. The rhyme describes the division of profits among the masters, dames and a child, reflecting the economic structure of medieval England. In modern times, the rhyme has sparked controversial over potential racist interpretations, though historically evidence suggests the focus was primarily on economic. The master and the dame in the rhyme likely represents the nobility, who were taking a portion of the wool as taxes. The ending has been changed, and it should read, and none for the little boy who lives down the lane. The original intention makes more sense. Another well-known and childhood favourite is this one. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. They tried to push him up. They tried to pull him up. They tried to patch him up, but couldn't put him back together again. Humpty Dumpty is depicted as an egg, but there is nothing to say it was. In fact, it is thought to have a more complex origin linked to the English Civil War in 1642 to 1651. Some believe the rhyme may describe a large cannon used during the siege of Colchester, which was destroyed and could not be repaired. Despite this theory, the lack of direct historical evidence suggests it may originate as a riddle rather than a war reference. Religious and political turmoil may also be reflected in Mary, Mary, quite contrary. The most common modern version is Mary, Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? With silver bells and cockle shells and pretty maids all in a row. The oldest version was first published in Tommy's Thumb Pretty Songbook 1744 with the lyrics, Mistress Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? With silver bells and cockle shells, and so my garden grows. There are other versions, but some historians link the rhyme to Mary I of England, also known as Bloody Mary. The silver bells and cockle shells may symbolise instruments of torture used during her reign, while pretty maids all in a row could reference either her court or her failure to produce heirs. However, some interpretations suggest it simply describes a gardening practice. Now I'm sure everybody knows this one, and has often sung it many times. Rock-a-bye baby on a tree top, when the wind blows the cradle will rock. When the bough breaks the cradle will fall, and down will come baby, cradle and all. This rhyme is thought to refer to events preceding the Glorious Revolution. The baby in question is supposed to be the son of King James II of England, but the baby was widely believed to be another man's child, smuggled into the birthing room to ensure a Roman Catholic heir. The rhyme is laced with connotations. The wind may represent the Protestant force, the doomed cradle, the royal house of Stuart. The earliest recorded version of the words in print contained the footnote. This may serve as a warning to the proud and ambitious, who climb so high that they generally fall at last. But that is just one thought of its meaning, and the next one is perhaps my favourite. This theory is English origins, begins in Derbyshire. In the 1700s, Kate, known as Betty Kenny, and her husband lived in an enormous 2,000-year-old tree. The couple had 8 children, which were kept in a hollowed-out bough that they used as a cradle. Another theory holds that the poem originated in the United States, when in the 1600s, when the Pilgrims arrived, they first encountered many Native Americans, some of whom placed their babies in birch bark cradles suspended from high tree branches. As the wind blew, the cradles rocked. Perhaps the darkest one for this video is the Muffin Man, which was published in 1820 in England. It goes, "Do you know the Muffin Man, the Muffin Man, the Muffin Man? Do you know the Muffin Man who lives in Drury Lane? Yes, I know the Muffin Man, the Muffin Man, the Muffin Man. Yes, I know the Muffin Man who lives in Drury Lane." This nursery rhyme is believed to describe a profession where street vendors sold muffins, similar to English muffins, door to door, often ringing a bell to attract customers, particularly along London's Drury Lane, historic area known for its markets and theatres. While it appears to have a simple children's rhyme, some darker theories have emerged over time. One unverified urban legend claims it references Frederick Thomas Linwood. According to urban legends, between 1589 and 1598, Linwood was the country's first documented serial killer, and he lived in Drury Lane, also known as Drury Lane Dicer. Linwood was believed to have killed around 15 children by luring them into dark alleys with muffins. He is also said to have murdered 7 rival pastry chefs during the Reign of Terror on the famous neighbourhood, using a sharpened wooden spoon for his weapon of choice. It's thought the origin of the Muffin Man nursery rhyme, as a warning of children, were made to memorise to keep them away from Drury Lane, and the murderous gaffes of the Muffin Man, though no historical evidence supports this tale. Another theory links the rhyme to food safety concerns, as muffins sold by street vendors in the 19th century were sometimes spoiled and potentially causing food poisoning. Some interpretation also suggests the rhyme may have subtly addressed the harsh realities of child labour during the Industrial Revolution, as children were often involved in street vending work under poor conditions. Despite these chilling theories, most historians agree that the Muffin Man originated as a light-hearted rhyme reflecting a common profession of the time rather than a cautionary tale with sinister origins. These are just a few, for there are many more. Historical origins of nursery rhymes provide a fascinating glimpse into the cultural, social and political landscapes of the past. Do you have a favourite nursery rhyme? Is there one you would like to know more about? Let me know in the comments below, or stay tuned to the channel for future videos on the history of these rhymes. For they are far from being simple songs for children. Many nursery rhymes have complex backstories rooted in historical events, social commentary, and other oral traditions passed down through generations. Emerging primarily from medieval and early modern Europe, these nursery rhymes often served multiple purposes, including entertainment, education, and moral instructions. Some conveyed cautionary tales to teach children about safety, while others reflect historical events, such as political conflicts, struggles, and social changes, sometimes using veiled language to avoid censorship. The evolution of nursery rhymes also highlights the role of folklore in preserving community values and historical memory, as they were passed down orally before being documented in written collections. They were subject to variations that reflect the shifting concerns and cultural norms of different eras. Despite their sometimes obscure origins, nursery rhymes have retained their charm and relevance, adapting over time to remain subtle for young audiences while still carrying echoes of their historical roots. Ultimately, nursery rhymes have endured as a form of cultural heritage, bridging generations through storytelling. Their ability to blend education, humour, and history has solidified their place in childhood experiences worldwide. By studying their origins, we gain insight into the ways of language, history, and tradition, reminding us of the power of storytelling in shaping both personal identity and collective memory across centuries. Thank you so much for watching and supporting my channel. I truly appreciate every single one of you. Whether you're a viewer, subscriber, Patreon supporter or channel member, your continued encouragement and generosity means the world to me and allows me to keep creating content we are passionate about. I couldn't do this without you, and I am so grateful to have such an amazing community. Thank you for being part of the journey. And until the next time, stay safe.